After spending more than 3 hours talking to Stephon Marbury, one thing becomes perfectly clear. He does not mince words, especially when discussing his journey from the New York Knicks to the Boston Celtics in February.
Everything that I went through this year was tough. It was like being in jail. Then end up in this situation. It's like you go from hell to being in heaven.
The 32-year-old point guard has been defiant for, well, his entire 13-year career. Consistently complex, Marbury is a two-time All-Star with career averages of over 19 points and nearly 8 assists per game. A player whose notorious on-court persona, Starbury, has clashed with teammates and coaches.
Being the kind of player he is, with that scowl, with that chip on his shoulder, he just has an uncanny knack of alienating teammates.
I thought he was really arrogant and cocky. That was my first impression, you know, because he's really confident in himself.
If your way isn't working and I tried my way and it's working, why can't we go the way that I like?
You got to always have confidence when you're out there on the dance floor. And that's one of the things we taught him, to be confident, to believe in yourself.
I think he gets a bad rep because people don't understand that he really cares. He gives us the perception that he doesn't, but I know he does.
Marbury, the sixth of 7 children, was a playground legend while growing up in the projects of Coney Island. After one season at Georgia Tech, he was selected by Milwaukee with the 4th pick of the 1996 NBA Draft and immediately traded to Minnesota.
Oh, baby! That was a spectacular pass by Stephon Marbury.
During his 2+ seasons with the Timberwolves, they reached the playoffs twice and were a team on the rise. Kevin Garnett was the face of the franchise and making millions more than Marbury, which reportedly angered the guard. Marbury has always denied these reports, but the fact is he demanded a trade in 1999.
I don't want to tell you that I'm going to stay here, and then when it's time to re-sign, then I leave, and then y'all stuck, and then y'all don't have a point guard. So I was looking out for the franchise, and I was trying to do the honorable thing.
Why didn't you want to stay?
I just wanted to move on. You know, I wanted to leave Minnesota. I didn't want to live there.
Marbury got his wish and was traded to struggling New Jersey. 2 seasons later, he was traded to Phoenix for Jason Kidd.
The New Jersey Nets are going to the NBA Finals.
Marbury's former teams always got better without him, further damaging his reputation. Marbury was traded to New York on January 5, 2004. It was a celebrated homecoming, and Marbury had hopes of resurrecting the franchise.
That was one of the happiest times in my life.
Why?
Because I got an opportunity to go back home. I got an opportunity to play for the team that I idolized. I felt like going home was going to be perfect for me.
But the luster quickly faded. In just his 2nd full season with the Knicks, Marbury repeatedly fought with coach Larry Brown over his role.
There was an entire week where every practice, every shoot-around, every game, Larry was asked about Stephon and Stephon was asked about Larry, and neither one of them held anything back.
When you don't hear players talk about team, it's not a lot of fun.
I'm no longer going to allow him to say things about me, and I'm not going to say anything back. I mean, that's just not going to happen.
You know, I'm going to try to focus on guys that care about our team.
I just sat back and just took it, but I'm not taking it no more.
After Marbury and the Knicks won just 23 games that season, Brown was fired and replaced by team president Isaiah Thomas.
You and Isaiah were tight. Describe your relationship.
I mean, it was super tight. I mean, I spoke to him religiously almost every day. Basketball, life, everything.
So what changed?
I don't know.
When did it change?
It seemed like after the sexual harassment case, things just started to go, it was just different.
In October of 2007, Thomas and the team's owner, Madison Square Garden, lost a sexual harassment case. Marbury, who is married, testified that he had sex with an MSG intern, which may have damaged their case.
I wasn't proud of the things that I did. Not at all. You know, it wasn't the right thing. You know, I made a mistake. I'm human. And I asked for forgiveness. I apologized. There wasn't nothing else I could do.
Stephon Marbury wasn't the one being accused of sexual harassment. I feel that they kind of held him responsible for losing the case in some ways.
A month and a half after the case ended, Marbury was benched by Thomas before an early season game in Phoenix.
I think what I'm asking him to do, he's capable of doing it. And as I said to him before, if he can't do it, we'll have to find someone who can.
Marbury responded by leaving the team, he says, with permission. The Knicks, who declined E60's request for an interview, fined Marbury, putting a strain on his relationship with the team.
Do you think that trial had anything to do with it?
I don't know. I was being accused of going AWOL like I was crazy or something.
Marbury rejoined the Knicks one game after the benching, but over the next week, his aunt and a close family friend died. Then, during halftime of a Knicks home game on December 2nd, Marbury's father was rushed from Madison Square Garden to a hospital, where he died of a heart attack. Marbury found out after the game.
I was just shocked. And I ain't know how to feel. I ain't know how to feel. And it's like that's like the worst feeling in the world when you don't know how to feel about something, because you really don't know what's going on. And when you hear something like that, it's just it's a hard pill to swallow.
It took him to lose my dad, to break down and realize that, you know what, I'm not okay.
With Marbury's career and personal life crumbling, he took a leave of absence from the Knicks and, he says, got professional help.
I basically lost my mind when my father died. You know, going to the psychiatrist was the best thing that I ever did. You know, growing up in the projects, you think, oh, you go to a psychiatrist, people gonna think you crazy. No, you crazy if you don't go. I had post-traumatic stress from different things that was going on.
Was it diagnosed as post-traumatic stress?
Yeah. He told me, he was like, you're a mess right now, basically.